The letter is sitting on your counter unopened. It's from the bank. You know what it says before you open it because you've been avoiding your account for 6 days. You pick it up, put it down, pick it up again. We'll come back to this letter. To understand what's inside it, you have to understand what got you here.
Level 1. Negative $12. You bought gas you didn't have. The pump doesn't check your balance before it lets you fill the tank. The bank does that after, quietly, at midnight while you're asleep. You wake up to a notification. Overdrawn. $34 fee attached to a $12 mistake. You do the math 3 times, hoping it changes. It doesn't. You call. A recorded voice tells you your wait time is 22 minutes. You wait 31. A person finally answers, reads a script, tells you the fee is standard policy and cannot be waived for first-time occurrences under $50. You didn't know there was a policy for occurrences under $50. You know now. You hang up and stare at the ceiling. Your rent auto-pays in 4 days. You do the arithmetic on whether the fee clears before the rent does. It doesn't. Another fee lands. $34 again. 2 mistakes now cost you $68 on top of $12. You walk into the branch. The line has 4 people in it. When you reach the counter, the teller's eyes go to the screen before they go to you. She reads something there you can't see. Her voice changes register, gets careful, gets slower, the way people talk to something breakable. You ask about the fees, she says she can submit a request but can't promise anything. You leave without an answer. The first rule, at negative, you're not a customer. You're a liability the bank is managing until you become something else.
Level 2, $600. You've stabilized. Not comfortable, stable. You picked up a second shift twice a week to build a cushion. The account holds $600 for the first time in 8 months. You feel something close to pride. The bank feels nothing. A monthly fee withdraws itself the same week your paycheck lands. $11. You didn't authorize it because you didn't have to. It's in paperwork you signed and never read, the kind everyone signs and never reads. You call to ask if it can be removed. You're told you need a minimum daily balance of $1,000 to qualify for a waiver. You have $600. You needed $1,000 to avoid being charged for having $600. You apply for a starter credit card. You're approved for $300 with 26% interest, secured by your own $300 deposit. You read the terms twice, certain you're misunderstanding. You aren't. They want your money to lend your money back to you, then charge you for the loan. You decline. 2 weeks later, your transmission needs $700 you don't have. You put it on a payment plan with a mechanic instead. 12% interest, handshake terms, more humane than the banks offer. The second rule, at $600, the system doesn't punish you. It just refuses to notice the effort it took to get here. Level 3, $9,000. Your direct deposit has hit the same account every 2 weeks for 11 months. The bank software sees the pattern before you consciously think of it as one. The monthly fee disappears without you asking. You check the statement twice, waiting for it to reappear. It doesn't. Something shifted. Not because anyone decided to be kind, because your behavior finally matched a column in a spreadsheet that makes the bank money. Pre-approved credit offers start arriving, actual ones, $2,500 limits, your name printed in foil like you're being congratulated. You apply, 90 seconds later, you're approved. The same institution that wanted collateral from you at $600 just extended trust at $9,000 with none. You didn't become more honest, the number got bigger. You walk into the branch for an unrelated question and the teller says good morning before you say anything. Not warm, not cold either. Something administratively pleasant. The tone reserved for accounts that no longer cost the bank money. The third rule, at $9,000, you're not respected. You're finally profitable. And profitable is the closest thing to respect this system knows how to give.
Level 4, $60,000. The letter arrives, not a bill, an invitation. Your bank has assigned you a personal banker. Her name is printed at the bottom with a direct line, no extension number to punch through, no hold music. You call it out of curiosity more than need. She answers on the second ring, already has your account open before you finish your name. She asks about your goals, not your balance, your goals, as though the two haven't always been the same conversation with different vocabulary. A fee posts to your account by mistake the following month, $28. You mention it in passing. It's reversed by the end of the call. No form, no explanation required, no 3-day wait. You remember calling about a $34 fee at negative $12 and being told nothing could be done. Now, $28 disappears because you said a sentence out loud to the right person. The rate on your next loan drops 2 points from where it would have sat a year earlier. Nobody told you the price of borrowing money is partly a reward for not needing to borrow it urgently. The fourth rule, At $60,000, the friction that defined your entire relationship with money simply stops being applied to you.
Level 5, $310,000. Your banker's name changes to a title. You now have a relationship manager, a phrase that means someone is paid in part to prevent you from leaving. He knows your kid started middle school because you mentioned it in an email 4 months ago, and he brings it up unprompted, the way people remember things when remembering is their job, and their job is to keep you. A mortgage pre-approval arrives before you started house hunting. The number on it, higher than you would have guessed for yourself. The bank decided what you could responsibly borrow before you decided what you wanted to buy. You call about a delayed transfer. It's resolved inside the same call. No escalation, no ticket number. A person simply fixes it because fixing it fast is now part of retaining you. A competing bank reaches out directly, offers to match and slightly beat your current rates. You mentioned this once to your relationship manager. He calls back within the hour with a counteroffer nobody asked him to draft. The 5th rule. At $310,000, the bank stops waiting to see if you'll stay. It starts working to make sure you do. Level 6, $2.1 million. The branch stops being a place you visit. A private banker calls you, not the other way around, to ask when it's convenient to review your portfolio. He doesn't drive to meet you at the bank. He asks where you'd like to meet, your office, your home, wherever costs you the least time. He brings a folder of printed material nobody asked for, tailored to conversations you've had with him over months, not sales material, something closer to a report on a client he's paid to understand completely. You never once hear the word product. You hear strategy, structure, positioning, words that describe the same services offered to you at $9,000 dressed in language that implies partnership instead of transaction. A wire freezes on a Friday afternoon, historically the worst possible time to need anything resolved. It's fixed within the hour by someone who answers a direct line on the first ring. The 6th rule, at $2.1 million, you stop being sold to. You start being consulted. And the difference is who the conversation is designed to benefit first. Level 7, $14 million. You are invited, not solicited, invited to a dinner the bank hosts twice a year. 8 guests, no pitch, no product mentioned once across 3 hours. The point of the dinner is the dinner. Somewhere in that room, a decision is being reinforced without anyone stating it aloud. You belong here, and belonging is worth protecting. Your private banker manages fewer than 20 accounts. Yours is one of them, which means when you call, you are never one of many calls he's juggling that day. You are frequently the only one. A private investment opportunity is mentioned to you before it's offered publicly. Not because you asked to be first, because being first is simply what the tier includes. Paperwork that would take a standard client 2 weeks clears in 2 days because someone internally flagged whose name is attached to it. The 7th rule, at $14 million, the bank doesn't bend its rules for you. It reorganizes around the idea that its rules were never meant to slow you down in the first place. Level 8, $70 million. You don't have a banker. You have a team, and the team has a director whose entire compensation structure is quietly tied to whether you stay satisfied. Nobody explains this to you directly. You understand it anyway, the way you understand weather without needing a forecast read aloud. The interest rate on anything you borrow is no longer published anywhere. It's negotiated in a single phone call by people trained specifically to negotiate with people like you. A regulatory issue at the bank makes headlines one spring. You receive a personal call before the news breaks publicly, an explanation offered in advance, a level of transparency extended to exactly nobody below your tier. The institution isn't protecting its reputation with you, it's protecting the relationship, which by now has quietly become a line item that certain careers inside that bank are built around, though none of those people would ever say so to your face. Now the letter. You open it, 6 days you avoided it, and it says almost nothing. A routine statement, a fee assessed and already reversed automatically because your balance crossed a threshold the system tracks without telling you it's tracking it. You laugh once, short, at the ceiling. You remember another letter, years earlier, that held a fee you couldn't reverse with 4 phone calls and an afternoon standing in a branch lobby. Same institution, same font, different person reading it, though you were the one who became different, not the bank. Somewhere right now, someone is standing at a gas pump swiping a card they know is close to empty. The charge goes through because the machine doesn't check first. Tonight, at midnight, while they're asleep, the bank will check. A fee will attach itself to a mistake smaller than the fee itself. They'll wake up to a number with a minus sign in front of it and feel something that isn't anger, just tired. The system isn't broken. It was never designed to protect the version of them that exists tonight. It was designed to notice them the moment they stop needing to be protected and reward them for the timing.